Hey guys, welcome back to another upload. I'm going to make this really short. It's about midnight tonight. I don't know why I'm up and recording this video. I can't tell you why. But because I couldn't sleep, I was scrolling on Twitter and I noticed a few things that I just really want to talk about. It's mostly about Hasan's derangement syndrome when it comes to DGG, or at least the Destiny community. And I understand that they have a history of hating each other and their communities hate each other, and like whatever the internal political strife between the two of them is on a creation level, right? The two of them hate each other. But Hasan has this knack for blaming everything on DGG. It's the equivalent of Alex Jones constantly blaming like the Jews for like running the government, or that Hillary Clinton like eats babies, or whatever you could say. Everything that goes wrong in Hasan's life is DGG's fault, which it isn't. It isn't. It's just them clipping out stupid shit that you say and making fun of you. That's the extent of it, or when you bring up Destiny in his community. Now, I wish to state I am not a Destiny mega fan, or really a fan in general. I'm just a dude that appreciates good content. I don't care about politics. I don't care about any of that. The reason I'm talking about this today is because, again, I find it fascinating how much this man will blame DGG for things that they didn't do. Here's an example, okay? On my last live stream, we talked about Hasan getting kicked out of the DNC. There's a portion of that stream where Hasan talks about being ranked in regard to media trustworthiness. And Hasan gets ranked lower than Joe Rogan. And he blames DGG for this. Like, the guy, like, DGG has a guy on the inside at this company that ranks media personalities. Let's take a listen.
Apparently Joe Rogan is more reliable than you. Wait, what? There's no way, dude. The first time I'm actually mentioned on the media bias chart, they put me below selective, incomplete, unfair persuasion, propaganda, or other issues, okay? And on the right, I'm under Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan, Red Scare Podcast, Ben Shapiro, The Ingram Angle, Project Veritas. Project Veritas. I am the equivalent of InfoWars. Like, this has got to be a fucking DGG guy who wrote this list, I assume.
So that's my first example, right? My first example right off the bat on something recent. Now, I am a new scholar to Hasan's issue with DGG. I am not an expert on it. I'm just noticing a pattern now, okay? I am not an expert on this whatsoever. Hasan's derangement syndrome has gotten so bad that he's actually starting to blame DGG for the end of the show known as Leftovers, which is a show he used to run with Ethan Klein of H3H3 Productions, or H3 Podcast, whatever the hell you want to call it now. They ran a show together where they talked about political issues, drama, a little bit of everything. That show was crap. It was utter garbage from day one. I hated the show. I hated everything about it. The banter between the two of them was just so air-suckingly terrible. And it actually made Ethan's community pretty hostile to anything that he wanted to do. And I commend Ethan from walking away from that. But the problem is that Hasan is now trying to blame DGG for the show ending.
Yeah, there was a complex of streamers who were also coaxing Ethan certain ways as well. Exactly. Like they made clips about me fucking crying and then blasted it everywhere, making fun of me and being like, dude, imagine like he's fake crying. It's hard. It's hard to. I mean, that was a weird ass time, dude. It is what it is. But I think it was, there was a lot of cultist fucking losers, cultist fucking losers who just spend every waking moment online and don't know how like normal people operate. You know what I mean? They don't understand like normal human emotion. It's the same principle behind dudes who are like, dude, he got so owned by that one guy.
We allowed in here, y'all?
Destiny made you
Good?
Who turned out to be a fucking ginormous racist. He got IRL cyberbullied. It's like, bro, how do you say that? How do you openly write that online?
As you can see there, Hasan is, again, trying to state DGG is the problem. but it's not. It's actually the toxic fan base that Ethan needs to deal with that came over from the Hasan community that treated him like garbage about any takes involving Israel. A prime example of this is Frogan. Now, if you don't know who Frogan is, they are a Jabba the Hutt-esque character that is a Hasan waiting room streamer and will be nothing more. They got accolades being an up-and-coming streamer twice in a row at the Streamer Awards, the most vapid, terrible award show ever made. And if anyone takes that seriously, you're essentially just allowing Hollywood, but in the streaming community, which good luck with that. Hollywood's a great place. So Frogan and Ethan had a bit of a beef. Now, the reason for this is because Frogan put out a tweet at one point about their Zionist therapist, and that she had an issue with it, and that the therapist might have an issue with her because she is of Lebanese descent. Because Frogan is so politically brain rot that they can't have a conversation with somebody without immediately trying to call them a Zionist or a Jew, which, in my opinion, and to me personally, I think that's a bit of anti-Semitism. But don't shoot the messenger. I just believe that Frogan is so politically brain rot that they only believe in one side. They can't understand someone like Ethan or others that have more of a neutral or a nuanced approach to this, which is we need a ceasefire. The endless war on both sides is unnecessary, and they need to come to a conclusion. Now, are there things wrong with both Hamas and Israel? Absolutely. But Ethan doesn't have like a nuclear take on either side. He just wants the war to end. And Frogan feels like that's not enough. So, to get back to my original point, Frogan puts out this tweet, and then Ethan pulls out this clip, okay, where he talks about the situation involving Frogan's therapist.
I'm going to say this because it pissed me the fuck off. And being an anti-Semite openly and proudly is now likes on Twitter. Frogan, she tweeted out, she goes, I have a problem with my Zionist therapist. Just call him a fucking Jew. I'm sorry, but that you can't talk like that about any other fucking minority. I had a problem with my Zionist therapist. What'd you taught your Zionist therapist? Did you get those level of details from them? You had an in-depth conversation about the politics of Zionism with your therapist? No, I know what you mean. You mean fucking Jew. You know, I'm not going to sit here and let my fucking people, be openly bigoted and racist. Fuck that shit. Nobody would expect that from any other minority. Nobody. It's disgusting. It is. And I'm here. I'm with you. I'm on.
So Frogan sees that clip, right? And puts out an entire 52-minute response on a 4K sub podcast full of complete soy losers that definitely and will never get laid in their entire lives. All of them are completely whiny, bitchy people. And Frogan goes on a rant about Ethan Klein and being like, I never meant anti-Semitism, even though she constantly talks about being the Jews and Israel, all Israeli people being bad people. And Ethan's chat is full of people that are criticizing Hila for just being a part of the IDF and saying that she was like killing kids or whatever. It was a mess. It was a mess of a drama. So Frogan surrounds herself with Hasan. Ethan broke up the podcast because of people like Frogan that came over from Hasan's audience. Hasan, the main reason that I'm making this is to like shove this in your face. It is not DGG's fault that you are a complete, vapid, shallow, overly egotistical man that can't handle even the slightest amount of criticism. No, that's your fault. That's the community you've cultivated fault. That's the people that you've let in your circles fault. People like you who allow people like Frogan to operate make life harder for people like Ethan to work with you. That's not DGG's fault. That's your fault. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. I kind of just wanted to make a quick rant video. It's the middle of the night. I don't know why I did this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new. All that fun jazz. Live stream soon. See ya.